Question number 5. Here we're giving a lot of information, so it just helps out to write down the equations as you get them. So, Devin borrowed $10,000 from Bank X at an annual effective rate of 8%. He agreed to repay the bank with 5 level annual installments at the end of each year. So let's see, Bank X, he gives Devin $10,000, and that $10,000 will equal to some payment, which we'll call X, A angle 5, because it's over the course of 5 years, at an effective annual interest rate of 8%. So quickly we can figure out what X is, and X gives, X ends up being just over $2,500. Next, at the same time, he also borrowed $15,000 from Bank Y at an annual effective rate of 7.5%. He agreed to repay this loan with 5 level annual installments at the end of each year. So again, a very similar thing. Bank Y, $15,000, and this will be some payment, which we'll call Y, A angle 5, because it's over the course of 5 years, at an interest rate of 7.5%. So we figure this out, and Y ends up being just over $3,700. Just to help visualize this, it's always a good idea to create some sort of timeline, because this does earn you partial marks on interest theory exams, and it helps reduce the errors anybody would normally make. So Devin pays X and Y every single one of these years. And just because these are outgoing payments, we'll just make them negative, just so you can differentiate on the timeline. Now, he lends the $25,000 that he made to Cedric immediately in exchange for 4 annual level repayments at the end of each year, at an annual effective rate of 8.5%. So $25,000, and this gives us some value for 4 years, so A angle 4 at 8.5%. So quickly we can figure out the W ends up being just over $7,600. Now, Devin can only reinvest the proceeds at an annual rate of 6%, and immediately after repaying the loans to the banks in full, how much does Devin have left? What we need to figure out is the difference that Devin can reinvest. So how do we do this? Well, the difference is simply his incoming payments minus his outgoing payments. So he ends up getting just over $7,600 from Cedric every single year, minus what he needs to pay the banks. And this ends up being just over $1,400 annually. But that is not our final answer yet. So what we need to figure out is how much Devin ends up having at the end of the 5 years. So we take this annual difference and we figure out its accumulated value over the course of the 5 years. However, this annual difference only happens for the first 4 years, right, where W comes in. So we do an S double dot, angle 4 at 6%, and this gives us $6,585.46. Now, we still need to take into account Devin's outgoing payments at year 5. So his outgoing payments would once again simply be $2,500 minus his $3,700, and he ends up having just about $373 left, and that is our final answer.